Morning everyone. I'm going to do the very influencer-esque thing of doing a full day of eating video. This is 5 days out from the GPC British Championships. I'm just going to keep this intro really brief because I need to do the school run very shortly. But meal one is 6 whole eggs, 80 grams of oats with a dessert spoon of honey and some cinnamon. And after that, yogurt and blueberries, about 200 grams of yogurt and a few blueberries. So macro count for this meal is roughly about 45-50 grams of protein, 70 grams of carbohydrates, and actually about 40 grams of fat in this meal. Anyway, so I'm going to fill you in on the rest of the day, maybe give a little bit more detail and context as to why I do the certain things that I do. I'm also going to update you on my training and my preparation for the competition, and speak a bit about my MRI results for my back too. So I will catch you in the gym, or the garage as it were. Okay, so the school run is done and I am at my garage ready to train. Go through the nutrition around the workout. Normally what I would do here is have a Stimumax or a Focus Max by Strom, which is basically the company which all my supplements pretty much are by. But today, obviously with 5 days out and this workout is like really not warranting a pre-workout, so I just have my normal morning coffee. During the workout I will have a shake which is 120 grams of maltodextrin, which is carbohydrate powder, with 2 scoops of Strom Creamax. Strom Creamax contains creatine monohydrate, Creapure actually, which is like the purest form of creatine monohydrate, and it's, if it is Creapure, kind of verified to be exactly what it is, you know, low in impurities, stuff like that. The Creamax also contains something called Senactive, I think it's called, which helps to replenish your glycogen reserves post-training. So it's good to have intra-workout or post-workout. I have 2 scoops of that to give me 10 grams of creatine, and it's actually lemonade flavored. First like lemonade flavored creatine I've had, and it's really delicious. I'm going to show, I don't have the tubs obviously with me, but I'm going to show all the tubs at the end of this video just to kind of give you an idea of the Strom range that I take. Then post-workout, more by Strom. This is VelociWhey. Have 1.5 scoops of this at the moment, just because my protein isn't like super high, because I'm not training like anywhere near to failure and probably don't need as much protein as normal. So like 1.5 scoops is still 30 odd grams of protein. I have this, I have a couple of Rice Krispie squares and a couple of bananas, which I've not brought with me, but I'm 10 minutes from home. So that is my intra and post workout nutrition. Talk a little bit about my training leading up to the competition now, before I do this workout and continue with the rest of the day of eating. So in the last few weeks, Jordan has given me the peak to do, and I would say that has gone fairly well. I mean, for me the main focus has been the bench press, of course, as that's the lift which I'm like healthiest body wise to do. We worked up to a top single of 225 in the peak. And that, I mean, that was hard, that moved hard. You know, it was an RP10, but at the same time, like, I don't think that necessarily translates to what you're going to get on the day. You know, training factors are different to competition factors. Many factors, like, you know, the equipment that you're using. This is, I mean, I'm not saying that the equipment I'm using in the garage is bad, you know, in terms of bars, plates, absolutely fine. But, you know, I'm assured that the zero weakness competition bench that we're using on the day is just that, you know, extra bit better than the little setup I've got in my garage. And also just you know, having a handout. I never have a handout on the bench press. That does make a difference in my eyes. just the competition atmosphere. And the big one is the taper that Jordan's given me. This is completely different to what I've done before. Like, he's tapered me even on bench press like way earlier, and I'm doing less of the competition lift than I would normally do at this point. And I'm kind of, yeah, I'm just kind of stopping everything and chilling out and everything way earlier. So maybe kind of that's what my body needs, being that I am a heavyweight guy, near like 130 kilos, and little things like PD usage and age and stuff all factor into it, which kind of like determine your taper time and how much of that you need. So in terms of actually being able to bench over 230 on the day, which would be PB, so 232 or 235, I'm confident in that, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'll show the videos here. Deadlift wise, obviously, we've got the whole back, which plays into the factors surrounding that. Deadlifts, I managed to go up to 325. Which a couple of months ago, 2, 3, 4 months ago, just kind of like would not have been a possibility. The conduction down to the right leg still isn't it's still obviously not great, as you'll see, because 325 was a big struggle, but it's better than it was. So hopefully this leg is coming back, and that ties into the MRI results. I had an MRI scan for my lower back, and the results came back kind of confirming what we thought, or what quite a few people have hypothesized, that a disc is compressing a nerve around the nerve roots around L5, which is obviously going to be affecting the amount of kind of signal I'm able to give to the area. And even though I do feel like, sorry about the seagulls or whatever they are, although I do feel like it's coming back, the strength is coming back a little bit, although I do second guess myself there. The size isn't, which is kind of weird. It's kind of like that this side is still withered, and it's size wise it just hasn't improved, still looks ridiculous compared to the other one. So of course after this competition, it's going to be a little bit weird because I have a lot of focus on this Sunday, whereas after the competition it's like everything powerlifting wise after that is gonna ride on and depend on this getting better. Like, I don't feel personally, this is not me being negative, but I don't feel like I'm gonna go a long way as a bench only guy. Do you know what I mean? I'll be able to improve my bench press, but will I ever be a bench only guy to the point where I'll be satisfied? No, I wouldn't. I want to be a full meat guy. But I don't want to think about that too much at the moment. And when I do enter that phase after this weekend, I will, make sure that I have a little mental chat to myself, and approach every aspect of trying to get this leg back with positivity and as much vigor as I can and as much effort as I can. And I want to know that at the end of it, I have not, cliched, but left any stone unturned in, trying to rectify this and rehab it, and get on track to achieving what I'm capable of achieving, every last bit of what I'm capable of achieving. So that's it for that bit. I'm going to train, and then we'll carry on with the rest of the day. Okay, so for meal 3, I am not at home. I've just done part 2 of the school run, picked Logan up, and I didn't have time to eat when I got back home. So I have this one in Tupperware. We've got 2 salmon fillets, about 45-50 grams of protein again, a packet of jasmine rice, just 75 grams of carbs, and to finish off a tin of pineapple, 25 grams of carbs. So total carbohydrates, 100 grams of carbs, and 45-50 grams of protein in this meal, and roughly like 15 to 20 grams of fat. I'm at Faye's this evening. Faye is my girlfriend. My YouTube audience might not know her. Say hello.
Hello.
And when I am, she cooks for me. I have that massive privilege. So tonight we're on chili, and it has cheese in it, and it has Doritos. What macros are in my meal? Because Faye is like conscious of all this stuff too, so it's not like I'm like I'm not like a boyfriend who's like, hey, my macros have to be right. 'Cause she counts hers too.
You have 40 grams of protein, 150 grams of rice, which is about 120 grams of carbs. Then you just have plenty of Doritos on the side, which I know is about, well, we're on a minimum of 30 carbs there. And then fats, you've got about 40 grams of fats as well. So in total, 40 protein, 160 carbs, and between 40 and 50 fats, depending on how many Doritos there.
Yeah, so this is my highest calorie meal of the day, basically, which is a good thing because obviously I'm not super exact with my macros. Of course, I count them to a good extent, but like for me, in a way, more is better. So a meal like this is absolutely ideal. And Faye has the mini version. I'm back. It's time for the final meal of the day, which is another serving of Velociway and some Frosties. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm going to keep that one in. I'll wipe it up in a second before I actually eat this. I'm a little bit infuriated at myself there. So about 100 grams of carbs in there, but I'll probably have a bit more. I'll have another bowl after this probably. You know, a scoop and a half again, about 35 grams of protein. And these are the supplements I take. So these are all by Strom. This one's only occasional. Essential Max, that's when I kind of find myself in a pickle, intra or post workout, and I've not had or won't have a big serving of protein too close to it. So it's just an amino acid product. Velociway, of course, that I mentioned before. Support Max on cycle support product, PD users. This actually brought my blood pressure down from taking a break from it. It was like 140 over 60 something. And then I went back to the doctor. It was like 140 odd over 60 something. Not in a good place. Never normally that high. Went back to the doctor a couple of weeks ago, got my blood pressure measured. Now this is on cycle, and it was down to 120 over 85, pretty much as perfect as you can imagine. Max, mentioned it before, and then the two pre-workouts, StimuMax Black or Focus Max, which is a pre-workout, but it's also a focus aid. So yeah, go to stromsports.com if you want any of those. Use my code British Strength at checkout. I'm going to mop this milk up and see you later.